Hello and welcome back, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are here once again with King Ordgar the Good, possibly for the last time. It really does feel like it's coming close to the end. He is 62 years old and he is in poor health. He is also inapathetic now, which means if he gets stress breaks, he's most likely going to have to deal with them by not eating. So we either take the stress, which takes our health down, or we don't eat, which takes our health down. It's not really good at all. It's just a bad situation, and there's little more to be said about it. We have returned home from our journey. Let's see. We have this inspiration here. What is this for? He's competent. He's very competent. He wants us to create a cabinet. We might actually do that. Usually I wouldn't do a very competent person, but it might be nice to, you know, do a project to leave something behind for our children after we're gone. Leo seems to be doing quite good up here in North Cornwall. He has a son here. This is French scandals that we have very little interest in. What did they do to your hair? I don't know why he had monk hair in that for a second. I don't know what they thought. If he's got balding genes, I don't know where they came from, because there's been no bald men in our family so far. Maybe from his mother, but then you would think some of his brothers would be bald. I don't know. Also, that haircut is like a monk haircut. It's not actually being bald. Let's sponsor this inspiration. Just like we said, we're going to do this just to leave something behind for our sons. Good. Good. Who's this and what does he want? This is my knight. He's been doing very well. I will speak well of him. I'm not giving him Wiltshire. That's dumb. But he can be my bodyguard. I'm perfectly happy with him becoming my bodyguard. So you can be my bodyguard. I'm willing to pay for that. Be my bodyguard, young knight. Serve me well. Watch over me in my waning years. We're 20 here. It's really good. If we look, because I think I did I do that recently? Did I show the fact that this was as strong as Paris? It's better than Paris now by quite a bit. So this is 17 and we're at 20. We're making bright yellow. Also, it's spreading a lot. So a lot of these places around us are starting to get pretty good development too. We're getting 11s, we got 12, like Devon is still growing, it's 11 down there in Cornwall. Just to think, this is one of the most undeveloped areas of the map at the beginning of the game, and we've just been spreading development through it like crazy. Even Wales is starting to get some of the pushback from this. I don't... okay. Do I really care enough about this guy with his pox that he gave to my daughter? I'm pretty sure it was him, because he's the deceitful, greedy, gluttonous one. So I'm pretty sure he's the one who has been visiting the houses of ill repute. No, I'm gonna find other ways to impress whomever I want. I don't really want to be that guy's friend. I don't think that's me, to be honest. I'm just gonna give the kid an alliance just to get it off the list. It makes perfect sense that we would do that anyway, right? We're hoping. Well, let's take a bit of time and look at the world. Let's take a little bit of time and look at the world. Oh, this is the King of Brittany, so we are going to exchange letters with him. Yeah, that's cool. So we have Germany. Germany here is Alba. Don't know if I mentioned this or not, but that quick marriage that we did, in fact, I'm sure we didn't. Philosophical debates, please. Let's talk about friendship. Sure, we'll do that. So our youngest daughter here has married this young man. This young man is the son. I thought he was the second son, but apparently no, he is the first son of the King of Germany, who is a direct relative to the King of... the former King of Alba, but I'm pretty sure Alba's not even really a thing anymore. It is. Yeah, it's still there, yeah. So yeah, she's eventually going to be married to the King of Germany, if that ever goes through. Those former Gaelic Scots Albans have integrated fully into Franconian culture, though, so even though they're part of the same family, they're all Franconian. They're just Franconians whose ancestry is Gaelic in Alba. So that's who she married. Is my daughter still doing her duty? She doesn't appear to be. Maybe she is. Yeah, she is. Good. She's still taking care of her son as he grows up to become a duke, doing a much better job than my mother did with me, that's for sure. Oh, greatly misjudged you? What? Oh, fine, whatever. You're not that great a guy anyway, man. We're just trying to be nice. We're just trying to be nice to you. All right. So let's see Duchess Cynwyn. This is the daughter of Wulfwaru, down here in the south. Serve me well, Duchess Cynwyn. Kinwyn, maybe? Might be more right. These seas are usually hard seas and not soft seas. Oh. Rickett is sick and 40 and his father died. That's great. He doesn't need that in his life. So the two guys, they look a lot alike. Look how much alike they look in their older age. Pretty sure that if he kept aging, he'd be a spitting image of old King Dumnarth, who was known for being frail in spite of actually being quite strong. I don't know why this is saying his life's... Well, he did have martial lifestyle perks, but like, that's where he ended his life. It's not where he started it. And we ended as a diplomat, I suppose. That's true, although it's not what we spent most of our life doing. We attended 7 hunts. We hosted 4 hunts, 3 feasts, 2 pilgrimages, 2 grand tours, and 1 grand wedding. And we hosted 4 pilgrimages, 3 hunts, 1 feast, and 1 grand tour. And we attended some other events as well. So we've had good, thorough lives so far. And it is time to continue with Rickett. Rickett is going to need to be spoken about quite a bit before we can really get too much into playing with him. First, he has to have the Bejeweled Scriptures. What is this? This is monthly renown. That's actually really good since our renown is now super high. Perfectly happy with that. What education perks did he pick? So he is August. August was one of my preferred choices, to be honest. I am glad he's August. So August is obsessed with... He's so sick. Is obsessed with... I hope it's not serious. I didn't even check to see if it's serious. No, he's just ill. It's just regular illness. Fine. And he is going to be doing just that. He's going to spend his life dedicated to spreading the fame and glory of House Cerneu and their achievement of creating Grand Cornwall and the 3 kingdoms and unifying all of the southern part of Britain. And he's going to spread the legend of his forefathers throughout the lands by being a diplomat who roams. His father had an idea. And that idea was that he would do grand pilgrimages to gather books and knowledge and scholars and bring them home with him to the shining jewel that would be the great University of Cornwall. A place where knowledge and wisdom would be protected for the future and future good of all Catholics everywhere. He imagined a great university and he imagined traveling for it, but his life got caught up in wars as he became more and more obsessed with the threat that the Nords in the north constituted. And now that his father is dead and it's up to him, he is going to make that his life goal. So we are going to end this Tours and Tournaments playthrough, most likely, since in all likelihood Rickett will be our last king. We're going to end this Tours and Tournaments playthrough by pushing forward and going on every tour and every event that we can do. Mostly we're going to create those events ourselves. We're gonna go on pilgrimages, hold grand tours, and hold feasts. The idea is we're gonna hold grand tours to make money. We're gonna go on pilgrimages to meet people and visit all the places in Europe. And then when that's done, We're going to come home, and any interesting people we met or became friends with during our travels, we will invite to our feasts. It doesn't always work, but it's worth a try. And anyway, even if it doesn't work perfectly, we're still pretty interesting. Another part of this is we're going to try to do a triple alliance between the three brothers. So we need to go to King Leo here, and we're going to negotiate an alliance with him. And then we're going to go to King Dumnarth the Cruel here. What have you become? What have you become, King Dumnarth? Well, I hope that you don't take your murderous, drunken, cruel ways out on your people too much. And because we have good relationships with both of our brothers, they should agree to these alliances, which should create a nice, strong triple alliance between us. So this was the cabinet. The work will continue. I will continue to sponsor it. Okay, so we've gotten money from the Pope. We need a new spy master. I think we're gonna make... She's not very good. Is it... Why are you a bad spy master? What happened to you? Is it because you became irritable? No, that should make you a better spy master. So what? I thought you were better. Oh, you're traveling, so you're not getting any assistance from your husband, that's why. So you can be the spy master. You only have a 12 or a 13, but that's fine, that will do. I just want people who I actually need to have strong relationships in these positions. So we'll put the young Duke here, the son of the King of England, who recently, former King of England, I should say, the former king of the now non-existent King England. He died. I don't know how. Didn't even notice. Was dismembered in a war. That's how he died. So he's now the Duke. So we're gonna make him our Marshal, even though he's not as good as the guy doing the job right now. I have no particular desire to put either of these two minor nobles into positions. I don't think they really matter that much. I'd rather keep my super good tutor as my steward and my super good giant here, my somewhat good giant here as my chancellor. That seems good to me. Hopefully when she gets home, she'll be doing a better job. Not sure where she is. Oh yeah, she just swore fealty to your dad. That's why she's walking. She had no idea he was gonna die just like the next day. What does this guy want? These two want to fight. You're on the same side. Yeah, fight, but not to the death, okay? You don't get to fight to the death. Just fight it out if you need to, but I need my knights. I need my knights strong, so please do not go further than you need to. What are we going to do with this? Well, because we're going to be traveling across Europe, I am going to finish August by doing a rover's education. I am going to get the last perk here by visiting a whole bunch of diplomacy sites when I do my first pilgrimage, which is going to be to Rome. And so we're not going to go into diplomacy. We're actually going to start in scholarship so that we can get the things he really needs in order to excel at what he wants to get done within his lifetime. He is trying to help succeed at the grand goal of creating the shining jewel of Oxfordshire University. So we're going to put him on development focus here. And he is going to just basically pick up some things in here. He probably wants all these 5. He probably wants faithful because he has a diplomat at heart, so that clergy opinion would appeal to him. And he's probably going to get carefree. I don't know if we're going to go for mental resilience, but he's going to get wash your hands, I think, and probably iron constitution. So these, and that's going to be everything there. Then he'll maybe go over to stewardship. We'll see how it goes. He has 200 diplomacy experience. He must have traveled a little bit during his life to get that. We will probably be able to easily get him 800 more to finish up and become August. But before he does any of that, he needs to go on a tour. That tour can't really happen until she gets home, though, so we'll just wait her out. So we are now allied with both of our brothers. That's good for us because of our perk. Wait, no, we have Dignitas. So Dignitas is prestige. So we're trying to push to Illustrious to help him get more diplomacy. Any more alliances that we want to form? sure with our son. This is our brother-in-law. We might as well get him, even though he's not a great guy. This is our nephew. Our nephew, who our brother Leo has put in charge of a domain, even though he's a child. And here's our other nephew, the one who is up in the Norse lands. We will also try to get an alliance with him. Oh, I already did it. I didn't realize I clicked it. There we go. So that should set up our alliances and put us into a pretty secure position. Our policy on war is going to be no. If our brothers go to war and ask us to join their alliances, we will join the alliance. We will move our troops to their command, and then we'll chain them to their command. We won't operate them ourselves. He has no interest in that. That's just too far against his nature. The only time he would ever directly try to command armies on his own, i.e. not leading, but like where I would operate it, is if it was a threat to the continued existence of Cornwall. So, we said we're going to spend our whole life doing stuff for tours, and we're going to start with a tour. We're basically going to our vassals and saying, we need to build this university. It is the dream of our people. It is the whole purpose of this grand experiment, which is a Brittonic kingdom. We are, again, trying to create the most learned and, like, just basically, we want to be the place that people go to, the place that people tell all the stories about. A great center of learning and peace on the western edge of Christendom. So we're doing a taxation tour because they need to support us in this endeavor. We're going to visit all three of our vassals, just like that. And whoops, I missed somebody. I missed the one who's supposed to be first, in fact. So let's just move him up to the top where he belongs. Right. Good. And I will do... We don't need him in the background. I will do the actual route, and then we will talk about it after I'm finished it. I guess we can do this, though. We can set these. He wants recreation because he needs to bring his stress down. Okay, so I'm going to just pause for a second, and when I get back, we'll show you the route, and we will talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right, so as originally stated, we are touring. These aren't just tours for going to our vassals, though. They're also ways to spread around our diplomatic wherefore to meet people and go and visit different courts. And so we're going to be visiting our brother's court in Wales during this trip. We're also going to pass through our mines on the way. We're going to start the tour. We are ill. I probably shouldn't be doing this when I'm ill. But the first part isn't far, so but maybe we'll become well while we're doing the first part where we're just basically crossing the border. We are so close to his capital because we were so close to the capital of England. It's actually kind of crazy how close we are. So let's begin. Stress down a little. Actually, that should be enough, I think, for us to just do our first develop capital. Let's make sure we notify it and click it. It gives us 80 stress. Hopefully our recreation intent for this tour will help us get that stress back. Hopefully, I mean, we're craven, so bad things can happen to us quite easily out on the road. Maybe we should have waited till we were well. I'm enjoying a quiet dinner with Duke Aethelwerd of East Sex and Duchess Wulfgifu? Wulfgifu? Ooh, what a name. Mere moments after the Duke Aethelwerd of East Sex accused himself, the Duchess of East Sex descends on me like a rabid dog. I am frozen with shock, quite alarmed that it merely takes Aethelwerd leaving the room for her to consider adultery with the nearest person. I mean, I am trusting, right? But I'm not necessarily honest. I'm gonna keep her secret. You know, I understand she clearly has some problems in her marriage, and I don't want to make them worse for her or to upset her husband. So I'm gonna keep her secret. Okay, he wants to leave. He is an old knight. He's not in an important position, and it doesn't really matter. I think he can go. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Quite fine with that. I really probably shouldn't be traveling while I'm ill. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Inspiration, highest quality. Your project is worth investing in? I don't think I'll succeed at this. Your project is worth investing in. I mean, I can afford to spend the prestige, right? I don't mind losing prestige to try to make this happen. So let's bet on a good outcome. Nope, we lost the prestige. That's fine. But we made 100 gold right back immediately. So this person wants to come with me. I don't see any particular reason why I would want him to, but he can cry on my shoulder, you know? Nothing wrong with becoming friends with people that we meet along our way. Life filled with friends is a full life. It would seem that Duke Aethelweird of East Sex has decided to put on a performance for my amusement. I sit at the feast table eagerly awaiting my entertainment when Duke Aethelweird of East Sex appears dressed as my beloved Edern. Who's this? Oh, this is, I guess, a dead friend of mine? Okay. You know, it is a family tradition to consider people dressing up like your dead loved ones and friends during plays to be completely acceptable. So we were raised on this being acceptable. This is what we expect people to do when we go to their houses for feasts. All right, so one of our daughters has become Occitan at random. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I should check to make sure that there's proper guardians for everybody else, though. For example, she's not a proper guardian for him. So let's remove that guardian and have the child educated by the tutor. The game picks terrible guardians for kids. It's just a thing you almost can't avoid. I hope this doesn't ruin his education. Well, I mean, it's better than having him change to a bad culture that we don't want him to be. She's also made both of her daughters Anglo-Saxon, her oldest daughters. Let's change his guardian too, unless it's someone acceptable. He wants to also be a warrior, so we'll put him under the same person as his brother. Good, and we're not going to click the convert culture thing, because obviously we're not converting his culture. As for the girls, I'm not really sure that it matters to me if she makes them all weird cultures or does anything strange with them, because that might make it easier for them to get weddings in places that they might want to move to. So, sure. But the boys all need to stay, because they're the ones who will determine the future. Oh, what? He has to leave to do that? I guess that makes sense. It's fine. Shoot. I guess we don't do that then. I guess we remove the guardian. Then we give him someone else, because we want the oldest son to actually be in our court. So let's put him under... We don't have that many good people. I guess we can put him under this guy. I'm sorry about that. That was an error. That should move my son to my court. Yeah, he's in my entourage right now, but he'll be in my court, which is fine. Which is good. That's good. We do want to make sure our youngest son also gets a proper education so that his culture doesn't get mussed up. Excellent. Back to the tour. All right. Truly the meal this evening has been a delight. I've feasted on all manner of foods, savory and sweet, but nothing has quite enamored my appetite like these saffron cakes. No matter how many I eat, no matter how much I savor their taste, it simply isn't enough to get them out of my mind. I find myself becoming lost in each bite. So we could keep eating. See, it's full of desserts or stomach ache. We're gonna keep eating. Ugh, stomach ache. We don't need a stomach ache right now. We're not doing too well. That's a tiny penalty, I guess. Ill is a severe health penalty, but also we're a healthy young man, so... And he has given us our due. Good. Den of Sin. So we can be diligent and not distract ourselves, or we can go on a drinking binge. I'd rather be diligent about this. Yeah, I'm trying to work off some stress here. Okay, we're trying to work off some stress here. Got a little bit too much stress right now. Yeah, I guess the drinking would have worked off stress too, but I think that's the best choice. We don't want to submit to the alcoholism that our grandmother, I should say, had and died of. All right, so we are visiting our wife in her domain to ask for money. That's kind of a little weird. And the inspiration has happened. We've got a Purdain cabinet. 0.12 renown per month, some court grandeur, and some piety. That's fine. This is lovely. Good job. This is basically what my father wanted done for him before he died. So we will remember this as his great cabinet. Place it right away. Back payments must be made. So this is... So we're feasting extravagantly. This one, I'm almost always, unless the character is cruel or mean, pick I'll let this go, because to be honest, we asked them to hold a feast, so of course they're going to give the best feast they can possibly afford for the king. Like, what would we do if they didn't give us a good feast? We would get mad. Ah, keg of wine. What a wonderful way to wake up. Thank you, wife. Thank you for the keg of wine. Why would we reject the keg of wine? It's a wonderful keg of wine. I guess if we were a teetotaler, if we were a non-drinker, we would reject the keg of wine. Oh, who has... Oh, right, he's gone because we sent him away. Well, we brought him back, so get back in there and do your job, please. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. What? Why do you have rivals? You're fine. Live your life as you want, my brother. It has been a long and wondrous evening of revelry and merriment, and many a goblet of wine has been shared between me and my good host, Queen Helga of Cornwall. However, it would seem that Queen Helga has been trying to drink more than me. You underestimate my prowess. Oh, we lost the drinking contest. That's fine. And now she wants to play chess with me. Well, you know, chess it is. We're going to use our powerful family wisdom to do it. I would love to play again. Whether we win or lose, we can always pick this one, and since we're so good at diplomacy, it usually makes us a friend. Which means that we are particularly inclined towards doing chess matches. We are now friends with our wife. Soulmates and friends. That should improve our rocky relationship, which is made up as almost as much of red as it is of green, including the fact she would have preferred one of my brothers became king. It's fine, but also sad a little, I think. It's time for tribute. Wow. Since it didn't pop, she said no. Okay, another foreign meal. I'll just ask. I'm sure the local food is fine. We can take this because we've got our stress down enough to take this, so we'll just eat the local food. Can't believe she refused to give us money. I mean, she probably just knew we would immediately pardon her, so... Do we have an accolade position that makes it worthwhile to restore an accolade? So this must have been his accolade. It's tactician and mentor. Interesting. We don't have anybody who can take it up. We'll just destroy it so it stops bothering me with it. Can invite knights, but our knightly situation is probably fine right now, especially since we don't intend to go to war. We don't have to be as strict about the 12 rule anymore. We're heading out to our last vassal's house. Ugly statue. This is an ugly statue. I was warned ahead of time that the villagers of Basingstoke have come together and erected a statue of me. When I arrive and look at it, though, I cannot really process what I'm seeing. Not only is the statue the ugliest thing I have ever seen, but it looks nothing like me. Glancing around, however, I see the proud faces beaming up at me. Does no one else see how bad this is? This is so great. So we are a diplomat, which means we tend to do what we think will make people happy in order to further our goals. Hampshire. If we tear it down, what happens to Hampshire? Oh, they're gonna hate us if we tear it down. Popular opinion. You know what? It's great. It's the greatest ugly statue I've ever seen. I probably should have said that part quiet. Let us begin. All right. So we made friends with our wife so far, and we've been doing very well on the money making. Not as good as we could have, but quite good. It seems I'm not the only honored guest here. Geldwin. So who is Geldwin? He's some kind of treacherous villain, so I don't know why you would be honoring him, but whatever. So he could join my court, but I just literally said that he has. Oh, he is a warrior. He is a warrior. Yeah. I mean, you are a dishonorable, diligent man. Well, I mean, he's not dishonorable. He's sadistic though. He's sadistic and paranoid. That's not great. But yeah, I mean, I can use a sadistic, paranoid warrior though, especially if he's diligent. It means he does his job. Right, like he does his job. Still no third trait for our son. Oh, finally we're well again. It's nice to be over that now that the journey is almost over. We're not quite there. Hopefully we get some more success before we go. Be super nice if we did. Yes, let us play. And we're just gonna try to outthink her because it's the only thing we're good at in chess is thinking. And we would like to play again, and we will try to become friends with her. And we became friends. So they want us to tell a story, something tragic. So we will lose a tiny bit of stress because we're craven, but most of the stress is mitigated by the fact that we're trusting. Something light. So something tragic is more up our alley, so we'll do that. We're getting close to the end of this now, I think. Too few knights. We'll have to look at that. Who ate all the pastries? Someone stole the pastries. This is sad. There's nothing I can really do about it, though. It's time for tribute. Please give me the tribute. Oh. She gave us the tribute, which just pushed us to 4. Thank goodness. So we gained stewardship experience for going up to our mine, and now we will gain some experience for going up to visit our brother as well. So the White Stallion has lost its man. We gain more stewardship experience for visiting our brother's court. We don't have a successor to the White Stallion, so we'll seek one. We've lost some knights, which isn't that great. I mean, we can just allow these 9s, right? We're not strict about this like our father was, so that's fine. Eligible men can fight. Hopefully the new guy we get will we'll fix that, and we're just going to be heading home now, and with that we're going to head home in this episode. We're going to end it. So that is the style of Ricket here. We're going to be doing tons of tours, specifically tons and tons of pilgrimages, that we're going to try to sop up as much experience by exploring the world and spreading the name of the Dynasty of Cerneu all over Europe. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time that we are here with King Ricket of Cornwall. Bye for now.